how'd you think the team performed over the weekend?
Thought we played really well. Struggled a little bit against Angelo, but Angelo's a very talented team, and came back with a strong game against Lubbock and handled them pretty well. So played good this weekend.
What are some things that stood out to you this weekend?
Well, if you don't come ready to play, anybody can get you. I don't think we were really into the game against Angelo. Angelo turned it over a couple times in the first two possessions, and we got up 4-0, and then all of a sudden they came storming back and had us down by 10. And those are things you got to take advantage of, those mistakes by other teams, and I don't think we did that right away. And Angelo's a very talented team, and I thought that was a tough game for us. I think Lubbock missed some open shots. I think we got to cover up a little bit better on defense. They're a really good shooting team, and they missed some open shots, so I don't think we had our best game against them. But you know what I take away from the weekend is we played well. We got a couple other guys in that didn't get a lot of minutes, and so they got a little experience. Hopefully our younger guys start to develop a little bit more and more and more as the season goes along.
A couple more games on the road. Can you preview any of those games? Do you know anything about the teams?
Yeah, I know we play Kingsville on Thursday and we play International on Saturday. And besides that, I really haven't watched film on them. Today and tomorrow is our day to watch film on those guys. I do know we got beat down at Kingsville last year. They're very physical. They're very well coached. Coach Estelle does a great job with those guys. They run about 10 guys at you. They don't care if they foul or not because they play a lot of guys. So we'll have to be ready physically as well as mentally to have a chance to win that game.
How much of a grind is it going down to South Texas for this trip?
Yeah, it's a long trip. You know, you've got classes back in session, so guys are concerned about classes. And then you get on the road, travel most of the day, it seems like, not all day, and then you get down there and you have to practice when you get down there. It's tough. It's a grind, but, you know, everybody has to do it. Kingsville has to come up. Well, they don't have to come up here this year. We only play them once, so I guess that's not true. But, you know, other teams you have to go on the road to go play, and you've got to, what you have to deal with, whether you're, you know, up here in West Texas and you have to travel. We have some long travel trips, and so you have to deal with that. Or you have a short one, maybe down to Lubbock. You still have to deal with it, and you have to prepare your guys the best to get them ready to play that game.
You kind of see, no matter what happens with you guys, that there's a feeling you guys are always going to pull out a game. It seems like you guys play with a lot of confidence, particularly in the second half. Is that sort of thing that's been pretty easy to develop and maintain throughout the season?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we play with some confidence. I don't think we play with any arrogance. I think we respect the teams that we play, and I think we play hard, and we just let our, you know, do what we can out there on the court, and whatever happens, happens.
Can you talk about a little bit JoJo Murray, Quay? I mean, they just keep on rolling. They keep on getting these weekly awards. I mean, are you satisfied with their performances, or is there a higher ceiling they can reach right now?
I think they've been doing really well. I think if you'd ask them as well, they want to do better. I don't think hopefully they're not satisfied. I don't think you should ever be satisfied as a player, whether you're getting, you know, you're scoring 20 points, you're scoring 2 points. And whether you score 20 or 2, I say this a lot, you know, you're a big factor on the team. And just because those two guys score a lot of points, it doesn't mean that they don't do a lot of other things, as well as other guys like Derek Geddes and John L. and Eric Mosley, Jordan Collins, just to name a few. All those guys are instrumental in how our team has success.
That's actually what I was getting ready to ask you about Jonell. How do you think about just his development since he's been here? Because we knew about Quay, we knew about JoJo coming here, but he's really added another dimension to your guys' backcourt.
Yeah, John L. is a very good defensive player. He's very good, a very smart, cerebral player, and hustle guy that he made a play in that Lubbock game. I thought it was just fantastic. Chased down a guy, got the steal, got the tip, and then saved it. Got it to Jordan Collins. We came down. I don't know if we scored or not, but those are big difference makers. And you know, when you hustle like that, it just pays off. And other guys see that, and they want to do that as well. So he's been great for our team.
In the LCU game, you had 3 guys in double digits, and you had 3 other guys who had 9 points. You could have had 6 guys in double digits, perhaps, in that game. Are you really sort of liking the production, this offensively, what you've been looking for from the bench for a while, as far as consistently guys who can come in, play a few minutes, do some good things on offense?
Yeah, we usually, you know, anybody that comes in and plays, we're obviously you gotta play defense, and so a few guys are figuring that out, and then we've got some guys that can really shoot it. You know, the players that we recruit, hopefully we recruit good players. We feel we've got a really good group of guys, 1 through 15 this year, that can play. And there's some guys that are on the bench that probably could get more minutes, but there's some other guys that are ahead of them right now, and they've got to keep fighting for it. But to get on the court, you got to be able to play some defense. You got to understand the game, and I think with some more experience, guys like JT, Kavan, Hayden, some of those guys, maybe even Jake Gerber, can get on the court, but you got to prove it in practice, and that's where it starts today when we have practice. We'll get back after it, and you got to prove it in practice.
Talk about the energy in the building on Saturday. Obviously, we had the Hall of Champions, but that was a great crowd, and you guys kind of seemed to feed off the energy.
You're exactly right. It was a great crowd. I think just under 2,000, and we had obviously had some Lubbock fans there as well. I think that's a great rivalry. We've been playing Lubbock now for the last 6 years. We always used to do a home and home with them every year, so it really hasn't changed too much. But now they're in the conference and they're in our pod, and I think that's great for the community. I think when we go back down there, I think it'll be a good crowd as well. That's a lot of fun for our guys, for their players to play in front of, and I hope that continues to grow and grow and grow. Hopefully, we can fill that stadium one of these days.
Coach, you talk about, it seems like this has been the trend all season long. The team has a kind of a slow start where they're kind of playing down to the level of competition, but then they just explode in the second half. Is that by design? Is that just the way the team plays?
Well, I don't know about that. We were up by 24 against Lubbock in the first half. So if that's a slow start, we'll take slow starts all day long. And I think we were down by 1 or 2 against Angelo. So I don't know if that's a slow start either. I don't know if that's really correct. I think we've had, teams are going to have some slow starts here or there. We lost to St. Ed's. We were down by 1 down there. We were up by 1. They hit a bucket at the horn to go up by 1. So I don't know if it's slow starts, so to speak. There's going to be, kind of flows in a game. And, Angelo got up by 10 on us. We were up by 4-0 on them to start, and then they got up by 10. And then we got it back to a decent number at halftime. So, the game of basketball, if you can win a game by 2 points, you'll take it. You can win by 10. That's a lot of points. And I think our average right now, I don't know if it's maybe 15, 20 points that we're beating teams by, and that doesn't matter. There's no 6-point shots. There's no 10-point defensive stops. You got to play every possession. And if you can beat a team, that's great. If you can beat them by 10, that's fantastic. And then if you try to beat them by 20 or 30 or 40, that's kind of the goal that we go for every game. So we're just trying to play our game of basketball. And I know this game down at Kingsville is going to be tougher than heck, because they play very well in their own building, just like everybody does in the LSC. So we're going to have to be ready to go on Thursday night.
So I guess that's my follow-up then. I mean,
Sure.
What makes you guys such a powerful team, such an elite team into the second half? I mean, that's when you guys just start exploding.
I think we've got great coaches. I think Coach Henderson and Coach Gove, I've got the best 2 assistant coaches. I can't believe I've had them here for 6 years. And without those guys, we would not have the success. There's no way I could do it. I lean on those guys so much. And they make adjustments at halftime. We make adjustments at halftime. And I think we are good in the second half, but I think we're just as good in the first half. But those guys are the real deal, so to speak, and just very lucky to have those 2.